Kia ora, everyone. This is an introduction to the history curriculum for 2022. At Q1, the history course is a taster and an introduction to the key skills and understandings that you'll need to continue with history through to Q2 and Q3. The course for 2022 is based around the 20th century, the global events that happened, and people's responses to these. There will be three main topics at the moment for this course. They are the civil rights movements around the world, both homosexual law reform and the feminist movement, war in Southeast Asia, which will include a look at the Vietnam War and that in Cambodia, the Cambodian genocide, and finally in the indigenous rights movement, both in North America with the Native American occupation of the island of Alcatraz, and of course back home in New Zealand with the Māori rights movement and looking at Bastion Point in particular. The course will include 2 internal assessments. Moving now to Q2 and Q3. In both of these year levels, the courses are very similar. In Term 1, you'll start with a general introduction to world history. In Q2, the world history will go from 1815 up until the beginning of the 20th century. In Q3, it will go from the ancient Greeks up until the early 19th centuries. These introductory topics will give you some ideas for things that you could look at, some historical context, and some ideas for things that you may want to study when you go off on your own. From Term 2, you can choose any combination of art history, classical studies, or history standards that you need or want to do, and any combination of subjects and topics that you'd like to study as well, obviously with teacher approval. From then, you'll work out your own schedule for what internals that you'd like to do and what order you'd like to do them, and we'll pair you up with a mentor teacher in the case that there are 2 teachers in that class. The idea is that you get to choose a topic that you're interested in, and you get to pursue that all the way through. At the end of Q2 and Q3, you'll be able to select an external to do as well for the mocks, and if you need the credits, you'll be able to do that in the exams at the end of the year. That's history for 2022. If you have any questions about that for Q1, please contact Yasmin. For Q2, please contact Nick.